Hello everybody and welcome back to the Silicon Newbie YouTube channel where we're all about things tech. In our series of Linux reviews that I've been dropping quite often, we're going to take a look at a very interesting Linux distribution called Solus Linux. This is version 3. Little background, Solus is a Linux distribution that's built from scratch. They use a forked version of the PySci package manager. You can call it PySci or PyC or PyC, it's up to you. Maintained as EO package, EOPKG, within Solus. Another claim to fame of Solus is its custom desktop called Budgie. Now, Budgie is designed to look and emulate, I should say, the look and feel of GNOME 2, and it is also tightly integrated with the GNOME stack. And this distribution is 64-bit only. So let's just get into it. This is the screen directly post-installation. And we're going to take a look. It's a very nice looking distribution. Let's see, kick the tires around a bit and see what it has to offer. Here's the desktop. We have desktop notifications. And here's a very simple desktop, so let's take a look. Right-clicking on the desktop brings up a list of things we can do. New folder, keep a line, organize by name, change background, open terminal. Here we go. And I have not done any updates, so out of the box, let's see what kernel is running. It is presently running Linux testing 4.12.12-19 current. So that's the kernel that it's running as the time of this video. Let's look around a bit. Here we have a taskbar. On the bottom right we have our network, wired connection, disconnect, also VPN. Connections can be configured here. Here we have the notifications. Here are Budgie settings. We'll get to that soon enough. Here we have the sound and the sound settings. Okay. And here we have the power options. Lock, suspend, hibernate, restart, shut down, log out. The basic stuff. Click on this little arrow here and we have applets that you can install. We also have notifications. Interesting. And we have output and input for audio. So let's go and poke around the Budgie Desktop. Very simple. Let's see what it has to offer us in terms of applications. So Rhythmbox music player is a music player of default. Nothing wrong with that. Here we have the GNOME MPV, which is the video player. Nothing wrong with that at all. And HexChat. Interesting that they would put that there. It's not something that I use, but I used to use these networks, not anymore, but some people will like it. But it's quite easy to unpin from the panel or open in safe mode. That's a nice feature, opening them in safe mode, HexChat. Then we have Firefox as the included browser, the default browser. So that's pretty good. Okay. Next to there we have the file manager. I do like the widgets for as it's presented. It's different, but still very functional. Okay, and here we have the software center. We'll get into that a little bit later. Let's look into what we have in the menu. The menu is very Windows XP-ish, so very easy to deal with if you're someone who's new. So I like that so far. Then we have all the access. Let's go with, it's categorized with calculator, files, text editor, gedit, graphics. We have LibreOffice Draw, Internet, Firefox, HexChat, Mozilla Thunderbird is included, very good in transmission. Office, the full LibreOffice suite is included, so that's a plus. Sound and video with the aforementioned GNOME MPV and Rhythmbox music player. Sundry, iBus preferences, print settings. Brings up your typical add printer box there. And here we are, system settings. We have background, Bluetooth, color, date, time, details. Default applications, removable media. Something you can change. If you had another web browser, you can make, for example, Chromium the default web browser and whatnot. So that's good. Displays, hardware drivers. So this is when I believe that's, let me go into that a little bit. Maybe I'm moving a little too fast here. From proprietary driver. So it's a proprietary driver installer. I'm sure if you have an AMD Radeon card or some kind of GeForce card from NVIDIA, it'll probably give you the option to install those. So that's pretty good, actually. And let's continue. Keyboard, mouse, network, notifications, online accounts. Connect to your online accounts and decide what to use them for. And I like how you have descriptions as you hover over each. There's nothing left to chance here. Power options. Blank screen, 5 minutes. Automatic suspend is off. Fairly simple. Very simple, actually. Notifications, network, printers, privacy. So we'll go into network. Of course, we can add the profiles. We can also modify our network settings in there. So let's go to system tools. With the terminal, we have the settings panel, gparted partition editor, very good if you want to add or drives to the system. Bconf editor and Budgie Desktop settings. What are Budgie Desktop settings? So here we have the type of widgets that's used, the icon pack that you will be using, cursor pack, theme, built-in theme, animations, whether or not animations are used. And when we go to desktop, we can say yes, we want desktop icons, and we could add a shortcut to our home directory. And I like how it's done in real time. See, it's done in real time. Trash, very good, and mounted volumes. So, and the icons are movable pretty much anywhere you want. Gotta tell you that performance seems quite snappy, even though this is running in a virtual machine. Okay, we have fonts, selections, we have window behavior, automatic tiling, disable unidirectional windows, we have panel behavior, create new panel, we can add or take away things from the panel, we can auto start apps, pretty good, and presented in a very clear and concise way. Let's go down, so we've passed system tools, now we'll go to the settings panel. So this is a settings panel that you've seen on many different Linux distributions. This one is no different. It doesn't seem as packed with controls as others, but it's not the amount, it's what they do. So let's go with background with notifications. We've gone over a few of these already. Sound, printers, power, date and time, sharing. Okay, so your computer name, users. We have users, we can add, remove users. Mouse, network, search, region and language, notifications. So yes, we do have notification pop-ups. And I must tell you that I did perform updates after installation, and I was greeted upon booting up for the first time with 2 notification balloons, one saying that I had established a wired network, and the next one saying that I had critical updates to install. So yes, definitely there are notifications which will come up to inform you. The difference is you can't click on the notification and get things done for installation of updates. It will tell you, go to your software center and perform the updates for that. I am completely fine with that. I don't think that's an issue. It's an extra step, but I like that. It's not a big deal, so no points off there. Going to universal access, of course, utilities, archive manager, disk usage analyzer, disks, document viewer, help, image viewer. So just image viewer version 3.24.1 and other, back to onboard settings. I will not pretend that I know a lot about Solus. I've seen it. I've been very interested to see what it has to offer. I'm not even sure if they're built from scratch. I would guess that they use their own repositories. Maybe others can correct me on this. But it seems so far that I'm liking what I'm seeing. So onboard preferences, show, hide, editing text, window options, transparency. If I use one negative, some of these titles like onboard preferences is not really descriptive of what this is. I mean, it's not something I'm used to, and others might be a little confused, but just go through it. There's really not a lot of digging to do here. Layout, medium desktop size keyboard. Okay, this is for the on-screen keyboard, I would believe, and some other things as well. So let's go into the software center. How do we update and get software into Solus once we install it? Here's the software center right here. And this is interesting. So it's categorized. So we have desktop software and theming. And then we have subcategories. Budgie Desktop. So we have a few things. Budgie Desktop 10.4. These are installed. We can go back home, we can go back, we can go KDE Desktop Core System. You can install the KDE Desktop if you want. Definitely, it's up to you. You have GTK runtime libraries, Qt runtime libraries, desktop core components. i3 Desktop, I'm not familiar with that. Interesting. I should give that a try. GNOME documentation, Budgie, of course, on the GNOME desktop theming. So we have a lot of different themes here we can choose from, which is pretty cool. Desktop fonts. A small selection of quality fonts. We have desktop software. So we have a lot of things here. When you click on any one of these, for example, it'll give you a little blurb. What it is, it will say the version that you're getting, this installed size, which is good, and click on install and it would just come down. We also have, let's go back one more time, go back again. So gaming on Solus, multimedia and graphics, we have multimedia codecs. Ooh, interesting, nice, easy to install codecs. We have GStreamer runtime, graphics. Very interesting, very nice. So a lot of choices here. Not as much as your typical Debian distribution, for example, or even Ubuntu, but the selections are pretty good from what I've seen so far. Video software, Cheese, of course, Shotcut, and Pitivi, those are video editors. And VLC, of course, is available. Although there is a video player already that ships with this. General multimedia software with K3B, Caffeine, multimedia player. Kodi is here, 17.4, that's up to date. A lot of different things. Very good, very good. Go back, of course, there's internet software, web applications. So YouTube viewer and whatnot. We have email appliance, download managers, instant messaging, web browsers. So interesting. We see a few here. GNOME Web, Firefox, which is already installed. Lynx, Midori, Opera, which is one of my favorites. I don't see Chrome or Chromium. This is interesting. It must be available. We'll look. Here we have remote management software, NX, of course. I've used that before. Very good. Let's go back a little bit more. Security software, some security applications, a lot to choose from. Security operated libraries, oriented libraries, cryptographic utilities. Let's move to system software, Xorg applications, Xorg protocol headers, database clients. We have a lot of stuff here. System base, this is the more technical stuff. And we'll go back. So let's do, and we have office software, scientific office software here. We've shown already that LibreOffice does ship with it, so for me that's fantastic right out the bat. What I'm seeing so far, I'm impressed. Performance is quite good as well. So let's do a search. Okay. Updates, there's no updates installed. See, I like when this happens actually and we see issues. It wasn't responding. Here we go. This is a section, so found a little bug there where if you're clicking around a lot, all of a sudden it's not showing. It could be because this isn't a virtual machine, but I'm not sure. This is another way to install software, third-party applications. This is something I've heard about with Solus, and I was excited to see it. So let's see what they have here. Flash Player, Android Studio. I would think that being considered, it's called third-party, this is outside of their software repositories. Their basic software repositories, and they pull this from everywhere else. So we have Android Studio, Bitwig Studio, Music Production, Pass Manager, we have, here's Chrome. Flash Player, Google Chrome Development, Google Earth, Plex Media Center, Sublime, WPS Office Suite. So you do have Spotify, I noticed down there, you can see Spotify's right here, Skype. So yes, they do have a way for you to get software that's not necessarily in their base repository, so that's good. So let's go to search. Let's see how it works. Oh, no problem. Search very good. Results for brother. Installed. This will tell you everything that's installed. This icon, I guess, means that it is installed when you go to, for example, you go to search for things. Here we have updates. Your software is up to date. So we did encounter one little issue, but running on real hardware, that might not be an issue at all. So, I forgot here, time and date settings, calendar. Oh, nice. Full screen calendar, excellent. Preferences, show date, show seconds, very good. So that's Solus 3. Out of the box experience seems that it's very good, rates very highly, at least on my meter of rating. For someone who's just getting into Linux and wants to try Linux distribution, this one seems like it might be a keeper. Performance is actually very snappy. It's a little bit hard to gauge being that it's in a virtual machine, but that being said, I do notice a difference between different distributions when they're running in virtuals. And it usually carries over when it's running on real hardware. If anything, they run better, but a dog slow distribution will be sluggish on real hardware as well, for the most part. That's not always consistent, but for the most part. Performance is very snappy. The included software bundle out of the box means that you can become productive almost immediately. There are desktop notifications. Unfortunately, I didn't get any because I already had taken care of them. But they're definitely desktop notifications. It's a very pleasant looking desktop. It's a very easy to get into desktop, to dig around. Doesn't seem to be a lot of fluff. One good tool for every task. Very Unix-like in that regard. Let me try one more thing here before I let you guys go. Online accounts. So we have Google, Nextcloud, Facebook, Foursquare, Microsoft Exchange. Okay. So how would I rate Solus? I'd actually rate it very good. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the installation, which I didn't show. And if you guys want me, I can make a video about installing this. It's very simple. Performance is quite good. It ships with current, very up-to-date and very useful software. Out-of-box experience is 2 thumbs up. Performance is 2 thumbs up. My understanding is the community is very good. So this is definitely something that to watch. It's no wonder that it's cracked the top 10 on DistroWatch's most downloaded or used Linux distribution list. and I'm very impressed. I would say if you can do it, if you want, give this a try. This might win you over. I'd love to try this on a lower spec machine. Mind you, remember, it's 64-bit only. But that being said, the desktop seems to be very light and not an issue whatsoever. So let's just try one more thing. Alright, system settings. Just looking for something here. Okay. All in all, I give Solus 2 thumbs up. Give it a try and tell me what you think. So give us, support us. We have a couple groups that we have. If you're into building PCs and modifying them, the PC Construction Zone Facebook group is definitely for you. It's a no zealots allowed, no craziness, just people who are passionate about building PCs and PC hardware. We also have Technology and Computer Enthusiasts, another group where we discuss general topics with respect to the technology environment, technology news that's out there. Also, we have another group, Silicon Nubian, so we invite you to check that out. Let's just quickly look at the resources, what's happening here. 941.7, let's call it 942 megs used of RAM. Pretty good, actually. Not the lightest desktop, but definitely lighter than your KDE or your GNOME, and potentially about running neck and neck with Cinnamon, maybe even less. CPU usage is just around negligible. Swap not available. So out of the box, we've done a few things. I put some icons on the desktop, started and shut down a few apps, and we're still running under a gig of RAM. So that's very good. Very, very good. So thanks for watching. Thumbs up, please. Tell other people about the channel. Subscribe, comment, and we'll see you next time.